Hello everyone, it's Berk Avenue, I'm Eric. Do you remember the movies reviewed in 10 words or less videos by Jello Apocalypse? I do. And I thought they were a lot of fun when I revisited them recently. And they gave me the idea of adapting that kind of format into a theme park setting. So today, I am reviewing every Universal Orlando ride in 10 words or less. How exactly does this work? Well, I will show each ride, showing its name, a picture of it, give it a score out of 10, whole numbers only, and then review the ride down below. Each review will be 10 words or less as the title implies, and we have a few more notes before we can begin. First of all, I'm including every operating ride at the resort except for Volcano Bay. I am also adding in Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket because it just closed recently and I miss it. And I'm also going to exclude Villain Con Minion Blast because A, I've not been on it, and B, it's not even really a ride, there's no vehicle. That is basically the key. Now, I should note, since there are 41 rides on this list, it might be a little hard for you to find a specific one if you're looking for it. So just so you know, I'm doing this in the order of the Universal Studios rides first, then Islands of Adventure, and finally Epic Universe. And those specific chapters will be in the description and hopefully on the time bar for this video. Also, you should check out my other videos if you want full in-depth reviews of these rides. 10 words doesn't really get everything across, and some of the reviews are a little jokey. So if you do want to check out more Universal videos, be sure to click on my channel link by the end of this video. With all that out of the way, here is every Universal Orlando ride reviewed in 10 words or less. Extremely forgettable, so it's faithful to the recent source material. I miss the tummy check on aisle 2 guy. It's like Spider-Man without everything I like about Spider-Man. Saved by the queue, but more memorable than Minion Mayhem. This is the Studio Park's Diamond in the Rough. A ride so bad, I need 11 words to review it. This is the absolute most detailed and beautiful queue. Is this ride technically the most expensive upcharge attraction ever? I've only ever been cosmically average. Not good enough. If you hate this ride, it's your loss. The alien narration elevates this standard flat ride. I need to rewrite this after I rewatch the movie. The Woody Woodpecker theming was way cooler. I like roller coasters. The undisputed best dark ride to ever grace this planet. I thought it was called Storm Force Acceleration for years. The view facing Universal Studios is unreal. Eat your spinach, kids. I always liked this ride way more than Splash Mountain. Pretty animatronics can't cover up the mediocre screen parts. Perfect for what it is, a scenic ride for kids. A brilliant attraction held back by the middle lift hill. Chris Pratt's best feature since the Lego Movie. This ride's fans probably close their eyes for the screens. Why are we riding in a hippogriff-shaped basket? And the award for worst roller coaster name goes to a great but overlooked ride given the short wait times. It is what it is. It is what it is, but also it splashes you. It's weird that an educational character has no pupils. The movie's score over a scenic roller coaster is perfect. I will aim my cannon at all this ride's detractors. I'm not sure why they cut the thrill from this model. The Celestial Spin, enough said. One of the 3 ride modes way outshines the rest. It's crazy that Umbridge is the only good character here. I need to know if Igor was okay after this. You would think the Nets would keep werewolves out. Jurassic Park for kids. Low-key better than Battle of the Ministry. It's a shame this banger is so hard to experience. And that's all of them. You can go back through and look at the scores individually if you want, but just like with Jello Apocalypse's videos, I'm going to do my top 5 and then my bottom 5. Let's begin with the top 5 best rides at Universal Orlando Resort. Number 5 is Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiments. One of my favorite dark rides of all time, no doubt. I've done a big review of it before, so to keep it brief, this ride has impressive animatronics and atmospheric sets, but it's really elevated by the excellent characters and the pretty smart writing throughout the script. It's not just telling you what's happening on screen, it throws in some jokes and keeps it a lot more lively. The ride just has a lot of personality and character that's often lost in big budget dark rides these days. Number 4, Hulk. I mentioned in that review I like roller coasters, and that is the case. I'm more thrills over theming in general, hence why Monsters Unchained is only 5th on the list. But Hulk is awesome. It is more than just a thrilling roller coaster, it's one of the most intense out there, and the fantastic onboard audio and brilliant presentation do make it fairly accessible even with that great intensity. Number 3, The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. This is my favorite dark ride, no doubt. It has even more charm and humor than Monsters Unchained, characters that are more recognizable to a wider audience, which helps in a way. And honestly, even though it's very screen heavy, I find it more impressive and immersive than any other Universal ride. The moment with the elevator part with the gravity, that is still the most impressive moment of any dark ride I've ever done, bar none. Number 2, Stardust Racers. Once again, a thrilling roller coaster for sure, but it is more than that. It's atmospheric with the fantastic onboard audio, maybe outclassing Hulk's, and of course that racing aspect. The inversion, known as a celestial spin in which the cars pass over each other, is one of the coolest looking moments on any roller coaster, and that's saying a lot. But number 1 is Velocicoaster. Velocicoaster is, in my opinion, the most thrilling, with the best layout of any roller coaster at Universal, but it also has even stronger theming than Hulk or Stardust Racers. It's the perfect balance, definitely a crowd pleaser that can appeal to pretty much anyone. So those are the best rides, but how about the worst? This gets a little controversial, but here are the bottom 5 rides at Universal Orlando Resort. Number 5, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. This one's a little unfair. It only lands so low because next to the other small flat rides at the Carousel, this one is less accessible because you get wet on it. So it's definitely just going to be for less people. I don't really think water ride and spinner go that well together, so while it kind of accomplishes what it sets out to do, it does miss the mark a little bit thanks to that weird splash element. Number 4, Skull Island Reign of Kong. There is some great stuff here. Everyone loves the Kong animatronic, the facade is beautiful, and the queue is fantastic. However, I think the screen portions of this ride are pretty bad. I don't think this ride is terrible as a whole, it's still got a 4 out of 10, but I used to really dislike it, and while I do appreciate the best elements more now, the majority of the ride is just very dull, beyond maybe any other ride in the park. Number 3 is Transformers the Ride. Okay, hear me out. I used to give this one a 6 or 7 out of 10. I thought it was good, but on my most recent ride, I not only found it about as boring as King Kong, but it also just reminded me so much of the best things about Spider-Man without ever really doing them. There are so few effects in comparison, not as much practical sets at all. The screens look worse in my opinion, partially because the bright colors of Spider-Man, not trying to be super realistic, naturally lend themselves to looking better than the Transformers movies that are grittier and darker in a way. And pretty much every element that tries to make you feel like you're part of the action on screens fails. This is just an absolutely terrible attempt at replicating the perfection of Spider-Man. And maybe being a Spider-Man purist is giving me some rose-tinted glasses for that one, and giving me some bias against this ride. But until a re-ride changes my mind, this is my 3rd least favorite ride at the entire resort. Number 2, Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. This is the most forgettable ride at the resort. It doesn't have any of the strengths of Reign of Kong except maybe a decent queue, and I just can't really remember anything else about it. Revisiting POVs, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that was fine. And I know it has its audience. Younger kids will love it. You know, the minions are funny and all in a way, but this just is not it. But the number 1 worst ride at the resort is no doubt Fast and Furious Supercharged. This is just the worst misfire in history. Who wants a Fast and Furious ride that is not fast and only leaves riders furious? Enough said. So that is my full video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, let me know if I should do any more like it. Feel free to give your own scores and reviews in the comments below. Subscribe for more theme park videos. I'll see you next time.